Hey, welcome to Doceree Dialogue, a platform that unites industry leaders come together and exchange ideas, innovation, and insights,
shaping the future of healthcare marketing.
Hey, Julian, welcome to Doceree Dialogues podcast. We're super excited to have you here at Fierce Pharma Week. Looking forward to this conversation. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And just to kick things off, could you maybe introduce yourself and talk about your healthcare journey and also your role at DoseSpot?
Sure, yeah. So Julian Herbert, I am Chief Product Officer at DoseSpot. I've been with DoseSpot for a little over 2 years. My journey in healthcare, my first internship was in healthcare and then insurance. I used to do a lot of technical reporting and things like that. I decided to leave the space for a while, but it kept pulling me back. Did M&A consulting in healthcare for a while in the pharma space, and then found my way to DoseSpot in 2022. And when I left Amazon, I thought I was either going to go to the ed tech sector or the healthcare sector.
Yeah.
I chose ed tech first.
Yeah.
Realized that the problems there are a lot bigger than I expected. And then quickly pivoted back to healthcare. So
Yeah. I hear you.
it was a fun time.
Yeah. And I'm sure the Amazon experience of just scaling businesses it's always something that you can take anywhere.
100%.
So that's awesome. Great. Yeah, thanks for sharing that background. Like just building on that, when you look at the electronic prescription kind of landscape, right? What do you see are like some of the biggest pain points, right, that providers and prescribers have today?
Yeah, I think a couple things. I think number one, real-time access to information in a very user-friendly way. I think a lot of experiences today focus on getting the information to providers.
Yeah.
But they just add to their workflow.
Yeah.
And really don't focus on a provider's job. It's honestly, it's a little bit different than consumer perspective, where you want that person to spend a lot of time in your application and spend a lot of time on a page.
Yeah.
It's the opposite for ERX.
Yeah.
You want the provider to get in, do what they need to do, and get out and see another patient. And so just really flipping that on its head has been, it's somewhat of a challenge. You want to integrate all these workflows, these platforms, these tools, but you have to do them in a way where providers don't feel like it's a burden and overwhelming their kind of psyche to try to do it.
Yeah.
And so I think the way we think about it is, let's take a hard example that everyone has, prior authorization.
Yeah.
Prior authorization is difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult for everyone involved.
Yep.
And the problem with that is it requires a lot of cognitive load for whoever does the prior auth.
Yeah.
Which means people don't want to do it. And which is why it takes so long.
Yep.
And so, really thinking about, using AI and other tools to try to automate that is where it has to head, because you can't have one part of the journey taking 2 or 3 weeks. If everything else gets done like this.
Yeah, exactly.
The hurry up and wait model is not a great model for everybody. And so I would say that's one of the most difficult areas right now, because everyone has different solutions, but their solutions all require the provider to spend way more time doing things.
Yeah.
When the next thing that they really want to do is see the next person.
Exactly.
And so I think as everyone builds experiences, really focusing on kind of like the product manager's dilemma. I don't want people to spend a lot of time in my application.
Least amount of engagement.
Exactly. You want least amount of engagement with it. And the challenge with that is like, it forces your brain to think very differently.
Yeah.
And really forces you to think more about automation out of the gate versus, if I build this, they will try it and use it.
Yeah.
And so I think that to me is one of the most difficult things.
Got it. That's super interesting. And do you guys have, from an ePrior auth, since you bring that up, do you have your own kind of solution that you built for it? And, how is that being used?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we do have an in-application workflow for prior authorization. We partner with a couple partners who power it.
Okay.
But my goal when I joined DoseSpot was, we're not going to build everything.
Yeah.
Right? There are certain niche things that people are very, very good at building. Yep. And a lot of times companies get themselves in trouble trying to build things that they should not build.
Yeah.
But we're going to bring whatever our providers think are the best in class solutions.
Yeah.
We're going to go out and try to partner with that solution and bring it in.
Yep.
And so that way we can control more of the experience, but we also get a good underlying core workflow.
Got it.
And so that's what we're doing right now. But again, it still has its challenges, right?
Yeah.
We still have, we still have to initiate to get the provider to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've been looking very diligently at, where can we integrate AI tools, other learnings that we have to make it just a more useful experience for
Got it. Got it. Makes sense. Yeah. Speaking of kind of like those innovations, right? Like, so from your perspective, what do you think are some of the most interesting kind of developments that you've seen kind of like so far this year?
Yeah, great question. I would say two come to mind for me. The first one is in this, pharma marketing space, really being able to reach a provider where they are
Mm-hmm.
and not make it, I guess I'm very focused on the experience, not make it so overwhelming
Mm-hmm.
to give someone the information. And I think as more and more data flows in, the personalization that happens, the placement, all these things, and really making it feel more like a e-commerce kind of flow.
Yeah.
I know XYZ about the person viewing it.
Yeah.
So I think that's been super interesting. I think the second thing is we've started to hear a lot more about AI agents doing a lot of ePrescribing, meaning that you can see in the writing is on the wall,
Yeah.
regulation,
Yeah.
but the writing's on the wall that we're going to see providers basically seeing a ton of patients
Okay.
because these AI agents become their nurse practitioners or become their helpers, agents and things like that can help them set up scripts
Okay.
at a very high volume.
Hmm.
And we're starting to see a lot of interest in that and a lot of interest in these very like repeatable tasks,
Yeah.
automated, and bringing that over to the provider space. And so
Oh.
we've had a few providers talk through that. I've seen a few demos of these types of tools.
Okay.
And it's scary in one sense,
I know.
but it's evolution in another sense. And so really excited to kind of see how things like that start to kind of change the curve of overwork of providers and practitioners and pharmacists and things like that.
Makes sense. Are you seeing AI kind of kick into the e-prior auth side of things as well?
Yeah, so we've talked to a variety of our clients who are starting to hear more and more about kind of AI-based prior authorization. There are some challenges there.
Yeah.
A lot of it stems around like PHI and that type of data and like those data shares to train a model to be able to do that. But you're seeing much more openness, I would say, to it. And then also people are trying to get ahead of the regulations, right? Like regulations say these things to be done in 24 hours or 48 hours. The only way you're going to do it is with, technology.
Yeah.
And so I think what we're seeing is this start of the curve where people are like, okay, I know the regulations in 2 years.
Yeah.
I need to start working on this curve and trend now.
Makes total sense.
So that I can be ready because this is going to differentiate me.
Yeah.
In 2 years from now, if I can say, I get your prior auth done, approved or denied in 24 hours.
I know. Massive.
As a parent who's had kids where I need prior authorization and not knowing it until I get to the pharmacy.
It's kind of crazy, right?
It's tough. And it's like, oh, you'll get the script in 2 weeks.
Yep.
You need the script now.
I know.
And so I think you're going to see a lot more of these kind of tasks that we won't see them replace a provider or the actions they do.
Yeah.
But some of the tasks that these providers kind of push off to others that need to be done, but takes up time for them.
Got it. Makes sense. What do you think are still some gaps that you feel are not being addressed properly?
Ooh, how long do on this podcast?
You can go on.
I would say the first gap I see is really, it comes down to the patient side of the house, bro. Like, how do you, if you work with the patient backwards, you tend to see a lot more opportunities.
Yeah.
The person who cares the most about pricing, transparency, data around how this medicine is going to react to me is the person taking it and buying it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as you start to see the evolution of those patients wanting more, you look for not just price transparency. That's been a big thing.
Yeah.
But now in-stock availability is a just next step.
Yeah.
And then delivery dates are next step, right? And I want to see my medication history. I want to see my interactions. You're starting to get to this point where the patient wants to be so much more involved in their care.
Yeah.
And they need to be because there's pricing implications.
Yeah.
There is, adherence implications if they're not. And so they start caring more about that piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
And what you're hopefully going to start to see is more and more of these downstream systems adapt to that
That's it.
and pass that information to the provider so it gets to the patient and then ultimately gets to the patient.
Yeah.
So I think the gap right now is that everyone's sending it to the provider today.
Yeah.
And the problem is that adds one more thing the provider has.
So has to handle, right? Yeah.
And that's just not what they're trained, or you don't go to medical school to talk about vaccines and things like that.
Yeah.
And so, and I think the last part is we're in this age of information.
Yeah.
There's so much information at your fingertips. There's also so much false information at your fingertips. And I think having the opportunity to weave through all that information and get me the exact thing that I need as a provider, as a patient.
Yeah.
Whether that's surfacing a media display where it's the specific thing that I need to see.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah.
It didn't mess up my experience. I saw the thing I need to see. I can move forward.
Yeah.
And so I think really focusing on intelligently surfacing information, intelligently building out these tools so that providers and patients are not overwhelmed.
Yeah. Makes total sense. Completely hear you. Let's switch gears to pharma marketing, influencing
That's why I'm here to talk.
I know, exactly. About, just in general, how is that going to influence the ERX side of things and any point of their platforms? And also maybe talk a little bit about kind of our partnership, right, with Doceree, how that's shaped over the years.
Yeah. Great questions. So I would say first, if you start with the patient on, which we try to do on every solution we launch, the goal of the, pharma marketing is for, the provider to have the right information for the patient.
Yeah.
Right. And I think as you see that continue to increase, you get more informed providers who get the real-time information.
Yeah.
And ultimately leads to more informed patients.
Yep.
And I think that's just the evolution that's happening. As you learn more about provider behavior, as you learn more about patient behavior and medications and things like that, you're able to give that to the provider so that they're not pausing to go look this up and hope they got the right information and then they make the decision. It's right there in front of them. And it's something that they can trust from a, place that they can trust to offer it to the patient. And I think our partnership with Doceree speaks to that as well. The way we bring it up to our customers and clients is it's really about information. Right? This is information in line with the workflow that your provider should know about. And it's not on our focus to sway them either way. It's to give them the information that they would have to go search for and to reduce time. And so I think our experience so far has been really good. We've been growing. We started with trying it out. The old product adage of, let's launch an MVP and see what happens. And we did. And it exceeded our expectations. And then we decided to go partner even deeper. And now that's been great. And so I think as, our platform evolves, as the information that we want to share with our providers to patients evolve, I think this partnership evolves. Well.
And you've been very methodical, honestly, out of a lot of our partners in terms of going deeper with even with the providers, just to conduct surveys to ensure that everything is great. The feedback has been great, right? Talk a little bit about that, if your approach you've taken. Right?
Yeah. I guess that's the Amazonian in me.
Yeah, exactly.
To really be customer centric. The thing I don't want to do is to put something on the platform that providers don't want to see, and that really impacts their workflow, right? Negatively. And I think we've been very open and honest with our providers about this is on. If you like it, great. If you don't notice it, okay. But if you hate it, tell us. Right. And we've gotten feedback, which has been great. And it's helped us kind of figure out other locations, figure out the right switches that we can move and what levers that we have to make the experience better. And we're just going to continue down that path.
Yeah.
And we shift something, we look at the metrics, ask some questions.
Yeah.
Oh, that worked. Let's kind of lean into it. Shift something that did not work. Go back immediately. Let's try to figure something else out. And that's kind of been our mental model.
Yeah.
We've been fortunate to have a smaller platform that has a different type of user to try these things out and get really direct
feedback,
provider feedback. This is a provider-facing application.
Yeah.
Put it on there. Providers will tell us immediately what they think, and then we learn from that and share that data with you guys as well.
No, I really like that methodical approach, right? Like how you've scaled it over time. I think that's been really cool. And then the last one is, I think before that, AI, we kind of touched on it. Like, so today, how are you using AI within the ePrescribe, right? Like,
we have so our approach to R&D in general is focuses on 3 buckets: maintenance, things that we must do.
Yeah.
So think compliance, think, application architecture, things like that. Experience, things that we should do.
Yeah.
How do we make our time to prescribe shorter, or how do we reduce clicks?
Yeah.
How do we make onboarding easier? And then growth.
Yeah.
Investments that we want to make for the future. And so we split all of our initiatives across that, including AI. So we have a set group of AI initiatives that we're looking at now. They're all about how do we make our technology stack more robust, more scalable, whether that's looking at, regulations across different states, and then bring that data into our product team so we know when we're making changes that a regulation change in California, great. Here's how our providers, so we've been more proactive there. On the experience side, we're spending a lot of time on focusing on the onboarding.
Okay.
And then also on the provider application changes and recommendations. So one small one that sounds small is that we are working on a feature right now that suggests favorites. Well, we have a feature called favorites in our application. If you prescribe a very similar, let's say you are a dentist.
Yeah.
You prescribe, for root canals, you prescribe the same medication.
Yeah.
Over and over again. We have customers who go in and create that medication every time.
Oh my God.
And you would think something simple as hey, you did this 5 times. You should just make it a favorite.
Yeah. Like standardize that one for them.
And we see a complete shift. It takes about a little over a minute to prescribe when you go in and do that. It takes 30 seconds to prescribe when you use favorites.
Wow.
And so we like to push providers to things that they may not know about. And so AI is helping us help with those recommendations.
Very cool.
These aren't changes we're making. These are nudges that we're saying, hey, this will reduce your time to prescribe by X%. And then on the growth side, again, is more innovation. How do we look at agentic AI for prescribing?
Yeah.
How do we optimize and help patients with the best coupon available as well? How do we add more transparency and get more eligibility data based on AI to do calls faster? So there's just so much that we're working on.
Yeah.
And I know everyone says they have a big AI roadmap.
Yeah.
But there's so much out there.
Yeah.
And I think the hard part for us is sometimes having too many good ideas.
Yeah, I can try.
So plug for me getting a higher R&D budget.
There you go. I hear you. All right. To close it out, any bold prediction for, let's say, the next 2 years? Where do you think, healthcare technology, from an innovation standpoint, what's really going to be game changing?
Yeah. I think one I mentioned earlier was this AI practitioner prescribing solutions.
Yeah.
I think it's inevitable.
Yeah.
That unless regulation fully prevents it, that you're going to see telehealth and these other areas really try to extend the impact of one provider.
Yep.
And there are certain, medications or certain issues that a patient may have that are repeatable. My kids just started school. Of course, they're going to get a cold.
Yeah.
And I'm going to need, Tamiflu or something.
There you go. Yeah.
A Z-Pack.
Yeah.
Something like that. And, do I need to directly talk to a provider about that?
For that, right?
or do I need a provider to approve that, yeah,
Mhm.
something makes sense and I want to scale it? And then if you think about remote areas
Yeah.
as well, where they may have a pharmacy, but provider may be 20 minutes away, or I hate to put my provider on blast here a little bit, they might be booked out until next month,
Exactly.
right? And I need to see the provider.
Yeah.
And so you're seeing, as the rise of telehealth increases,
Yeah.
I think you're going to see this kind of extension of the provider, and the proxy provider could be driven by AI. So I think you're going to see much more agentic AI in the space and much more efficiency gains across the board.
Got it. Great. Julian, this is amazing. Thank you so much. Really appreciate all your insights. And thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
Great.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Phil.